Well, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Health Check, where this is an opportunity where you can check in on you. Health Check, as you've been learning, is sponsored by Kingdom Health Connections, which is a health promotional resource center where it's all about cultivating a culture of health, wellness, and healing for you and the entire family. So, why don't you tune in? Share it with your family members, share it with your friends. Check in on you. Let's get your health check. Let's check in. Let's do our self awareness check, see where we are. The entire month of September, so far, I've been talking about health behavior change, as you see the topic here on the rolling screen here. So the topic has been about health behavioral changes. I started off with asking the question, do we feel that we've been good stewards, good managers of our physical health? What has our mindset been about our health? Have we thought about our health? Have we had any thoughts about our health? And do we think it's good? Do we think it's stable? Do we feel like we're in a good place? What is our mindset? Has our mindset been fixed, where our customs and traditions that might not be best for our bodies, have they been governing the way that we've been behaving, the way that we've been governing and taking care of our bodies? Or have we developed a growth mindset where we're ready to do some new things that are really going to be optimal for our overall health and wellness? Have you thought about it? Have there been some adaptive ways in which we've been coping with things that might not be so good for our overall health? Have you thought about it? What's your mindset? Is it a growth mindset? Is it a fixed mindset? Um, we've talked about even the importance of this topic. A lot of the times we may think that, oh, health behavior change, that's, you know, what's the importance about it? And a week or two ago, I mentioned that 80%, more than 80% of chronic medical conditions, so that's diabetes, that's cancers, that's high blood pressure, that's cholesterol issues, there's heart disease. More than 80% of chronic medical conditions are prevented by what? Our behaviors. So this is why health behavior change is so important. And just to remind us that, whatever our mindset is, our mindset influences our behavior then it feeds into our lifestyle. So as I mentioned on lives before, a lot of the times we focus on changing our behavior. I want to do this. I'm not going to drink any sodas anymore. I'm not going to drink caffeine before bed. We think about all these different things, but have we gone back to think about our thought process? Have we gone back to think about why did we choose soda at night, or why do we drink caffeine at night? When we go back and we really examine what our thought process has it been an adaptive process that we've developed? Because when we go back and we look at what our mindset has been, because there is a reason why we're doing what we're doing. Is it because we don't want to miss anything at night? There's a reason why we're doing what we're doing. We need to go back, look at our thought patterns, look at why we're doing what we're doing. Are we adapting? Are we just keeping up with the customs and the traditions that we've been brought up with? Because when we look at that and we begin to bring our mindset to a place of growth, when we bring our mindset to a place of truth, then from there we can sustainably change our behaviors and then also impact our life. So this is very, very important. So you've been watching the lives, you've been working with me through this process as well, right? And probably now you're at this place where, okay, I got it. I'm starting to look at, and this is a continual process, because more and more we're going to recognize, okay, why am I doing this? The more we're going to become more aware of it, of why we do what we do, and why we behave the way that we behave, and how this thing developed into a habit in the first place, whether it was because we're coping or things of that sort. But the more aware we become, then we're probably in the space now where, okay, now what do? I want to make some changes. I want to do some things that are good for my body, for my overall health. I want to do things that's going to increase my longevity now. And commonly, what do we tend to do? We tend to set goals. We set goals. Now, this brings me to today's topic or today's focus: health goals. Are they good? Are they bad? What are they here for? What are they about? We make them all the time. I want to lose 25 pounds. I want to sleep 8.5 hours a night. I want to exercise. I'm making a goal to exercise 4 to 5 times a week for at least 30 minutes or 15 minutes. We make these goals, right? And they're not entirely bad, but I want to pose to you an alternative to these goals. The definition of a goal is an effort that's directed towards a desired result. So, and it's an effort. It's an effort that we're making because we have a desired result in our mind. The thing with desired results that are in our mind, they're stationary. That's not life. That's not life. Life is not stationary. Life is moving. Things adapt, things adjust. We adapt, we adjust. And the things that can come about when we make these desired results and we start putting effort towards these desired results, once these desired results are reached, there's no longer a desire to continue the behavior. I think we can all attest to this when we've started something. Perhaps let's use the one that's so familiar to most of us. Perhaps we've gone on this journey of, I want to lose 25 pounds, and that is my focus. I want to lose 25 pounds. I'm going to do what I need to do to lose these 5 pounds. And we're working this discipline that may be very restrictive, right? And as soon as that 25 pounds come, if we even get there, what happens? We let up. We let up. Because then this 25 pounds then goes to 30 and then 45. What do we see happening? All this weight regains because it's got to be a transformed mind. Our mind has to be transformed so that these behavioral changes can be lasting. And we have to, transformation is not just a one and done thing. It's a continual pattern. This is where we can see the danger of a goal. Once we reach that goal, the behaviors don't continue. It doesn't reflect changed mindset or changed way of thinking. In fact, even sometimes setting these goals can be very fixed. They're fixed on the result, and that's it. As soon as it's reached, all the previous behaviors then return. Another danger with some of these goals that we can set, they're short term. They're short term. So it's a short term pattern of thinking. And as a result, there's short term outcomes. We want to do this by December 31st. I'm not going into 2023 looking this way or doing the same things that I used to do or smoking. I'm not going into 2023 drinking any more alcohol than I should be drinking, right? So these short-term goals, short-term outcomes. As soon as the 31st comes, as soon as January 1st comes, it's like we've trained our mind now to depend on that one day. And as soon as January 1st, 2023 comes, all right, we sometimes can indulge into this entitlement behavior where we feel entitled. I did what I needed to do. I waited to the 31st to reach my goal. I did it. Now I can smoke what I want to smoke. Now I can drink what I want to drink. And guess what? I might not do as much, but then we find ourselves going right back to the same behavior. We really got to work with our humanity on this. And that's one of the keys to really maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Think about the scripture. Every time I try to do good, evil is always there. Why? Because we've got to work with, Paul was understanding the faculties, the things that we're working in his human nature, his fallen nature, right? We have to remind ourselves, build ourselves back up, but we also got to work with our humanity as well when it comes to moving in the direction that's really good for our bodies. Not only that, goals, it's a narrow focus, tunnel vision. tunnel vision. We're reaching this desired goal, and that's all we see. With this narrow focus, this can be very, very dangerous in that we negate everything else. I really want to pose an example with this, with having a narrow focus. We forget things that are vital. So we may be just focusing on weight loss. We may be focusing on exercise, but we're exercising now too much, maybe 3 hours in a day, and we're not getting enough sleep. So is that really going to balance out? Is it going to bring our bodies into a state of equilibrium and balance so that way metabolization can take place at the rate and speed that it needs to? So perhaps our goal is to lose weight, but we're over exercising. We're not getting enough sleep. And then we become frustrated that we're not losing the weight. Narrow focus, we're forgetting other things that are important to the overall picture, right? We're a whole being here. We can't have that narrow of a focus. Something else that goals tend to do, shortcuts. We take shortcuts. I remember working with a group of women and weight loss, in a weight loss group. And some individuals in this group were doing egg challenges, a whole lot of eggs. Like the whole day was eggs, just eggs. And if you know anything about eggs, the yolk is important, the egg whites is important, but it holds a lot. It's protein, but it holds a lot of cholesterol. And you just do this egg challenge and you just focus, just shortcuts. I mean, weight was dropping left, right, and center. Clearly, weight is a huge topic today. Weight was dropping left, right, and center, but the shortcut was not good for the overall picture. Again, this narrow focus, but the shortcut is not good for the overall picture. So, and the last thing I do want to share with goals is that it can really harm our internal motivation. So our motivation to want to move toward the right direction or the direction that's good for our bodies, right? It can really harm it, especially if our mindset still has an issue with fear of failure, fear of success, actually reaching that goal or not reaching that goal. Or, there's so many things with our body composition. Our age, our metabolism can affect the way in which we reach certain things or goals that we're looking to go towards. So it can really harm that internal motivation. And what you'll end up finding is you're not motivated, you're discouraged, you feel defeated, you feel depleted because this goal was not reached. So there can be a lot of harm with forming these goals. Sometimes they're realistic, sometimes they're not. But I want to say that the pursuit is not bad. The pursuit is not bad at all. I want to share the health tip of this week, which is instead of having health goals, why not have health focus? I'm not saying anything that I have not been going through myself as well. I realized over working through some things that having these health goals, it's better to have a health focus. And what is focus? It's the center of your interest and activity. When you have a center of interest and activity, everything stems from that place. Think of it with the mind. When we have a centered mindset of growth, of leading a physically healthy life, then from there, our behaviors start to branch out from that centered interest of interest or activity by which we're doing things to be in overall health. So because I want to lead a physically healthy life, I will exercise. Those are the behaviors. So this is my mindset. Because I know that physical health is my portion, healing is my portion, wholeness is my portion. From there, my behaviors begin to branch off from that mindset, that center. So having a focus is the optimal way in which we can start to begin to lead this way, healthy way of living. So we have the choice today between life and death, blessings and curses. I call on all of heaven to witness the decision that you and I make today. Oh, that we would choose life. so that not only we would live, but our descendants will live as well. We want our children and our children's children to begin to form healthy lifestyles, live healthy lifestyles, because a lifestyle is beyond the goal. And that's the whole idea. This is a culture. This is a way of living, thinking, behaving. This is the way that we're supposed to be living. And we want to have that balance, right? So hashtag I choose life. Say how you're going to choose life. Say how you're going to start to develop that health focus for you, that you can begin to do activities that are beneficial for your physical health. If you have any questions, feel free to put them here on the chat. I do go back and I do look. And not only that, feel free to email me at kingdomhealthtah@gmail.com. I pray that you are all blessed today. And as always, let's keep this in mind, that we're having health focuses instead of health goals, because we want to go beyond the desired result. Matter of fact, a lot of the desired results that we want, as soon as we get that health focus and that becomes our mindset, our way of living, all the results that we are desiring that are within the proper means of our life and what is necessary for our bodies, they're going to come. The better sleep is going to come. The weight loss is going to come. Whatever your goals are, it's going to come as we get into alignment with the natural laws of our body. Then from there, every result that we're looking for is going to come. So be encouraged. And I pray that you were blessed today. As always, I'll see you here again, 9 a.m. here on Health Check, sponsored by Kingdom Health Connections, a health promotional resource center. I am your host, Dr. Vanessa Bolling. See you again on next week, Tuesday, 9 a.m. Bye-bye.